an Israelite. I'm an Israelite. Die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelite. Cry for an Israelite. Go through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all an Israelites.
Kwam Yashua Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto with Satan, one us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Want to be an Israelite, you won't need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim. I'm a starting the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms. Never getting treatment, something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long, it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite, practice, better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. If your mind ain't theirs, then we don't dream of life. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelites, cry for an Israelites. Go through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all an Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelites, cry for an Israelites. Go through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all an Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, put it work in trenches. Making sure I'm a lecture, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting our adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching them bloody reflection. No matter what the complexion, we got a common connection. Upon God's election, a shot at the resurrection. Through us achieving perfection. But to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every fight. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights, more wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We owe a debt because Christ paid the price, so who ready to give their life, the life of an Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelites, cry for an Israelites. Go through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all an Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelites, cry for an Israelites. Go through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all an Israelites.
And the people we gotta deal with in day-to-day life, you know what I'm saying, is basically what they thinking, what he's saying. You know what I'm saying?
For my people, for my people, yeah, for my people, for my people, for my people, yeah, for my people. For the white man, 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 for the white man. Painted by the Spanish, did a whole lot of damage. Shit was outlandish, banks got branded. Split up all the family, then shipped across the Atlantic. So many died from the famine. Threw the dead bodies over board sharks, ate them like salmon. I know you can't stand it. I spit the truth, goddammit. Big business got managed, dig it double back. Came to pick up all the blacks. Clips beat up our back, we never got to relax. Pretend to set us free, but dig it double back without a crack. The type of game that you play, ain't to keep it real, I ain't going for it. Beat a couple court cases, had a warrant for it. Told my mama if I ever did time, I'ma raise up the whole yard. Have a lawyer like, oh Lord, district attorney at it, no charge. Just no problem, ain't tripping. Thumbing through the scriptures. Behind me said the Lord, with your boy, that's a small issue. Bounce back off the rebound. UPK got the heat now. Ain't to let me out the leash now. Teaching in the streets now. Part of lost tribes stop, but it started in the east now. Look, tip for my people. Tip for my people. Yeah, tip for my people. Tip for my people. Tip for my people. Yeah, tip for my people. For the white man, 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 for my people. Tip for my people. Yeah, tip for my people. Tip for my people. Tip for my people. Yeah, tip for my people. For the white man, 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 for the white man.
Always just for my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding trap with my chrome. Always just for my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding trap with my chrome.
Nigga trying to eat while the police. Oh, no, it's dealing with me.
When white Jesus can save me, get him away from me. I don't know what to say. So many niggas hating me, get him away from me.
Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome.
Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding around with my chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding around with my chrome. Trying to keep it on the true side, nigga. Laying low to play it cool now, nigga. Ass niggas on the team, I've been known to get the green ever since I was 2'5", nigga. Coop hanging out the boot, nah, nigga. Cause I ain't stunting on them. Put my whole team on so they ain't want them. When niggas doing bad, you know that they be hating on you. Get the hoping that you fall, they be waiting on it. Bullshit, get bread from the envy. Best friends get the looking like enemies. When you got it in this bank account empty. Perfect recipe to print a lot of jealousy. Looking from a bird's eye view. Learn from everything I've been through. Trim up every girl if you ain't spending life with the nigga, never let him put a dick up in you. Cause if a nigga wrong, I'ma check that shit. If we can pip along, never flex that shit. Told my son when you getting money, never take it to a papa, flip it over, then invest that shit. Give a lot of game, trying to bless my kids. Gotta keep it real, that's the best shit. Gotta hear this up and feel it back in Texas. When I get up on the track, yeah, I wreck shit.
Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome.
Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding around with my chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding around with my chrome.
Shalom, Israel. We're the ISUPK, starting out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Hanna. And since 1969, we've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native American enemies, Native American Indians, the truth of the Bible. Right. And we are here in 5261 Delmar in St. Louis, Missouri. And we have a call-in line. We got actually two call-in lines. You can call in and participate and listen in or ask your questions. Take the phone off mute, say Salakia, and we'll get that right to you. And the first number is 712-832-8330. And the second line is 218-339-7800. And the pin is 825-1636. All right. And tonight's topic is Christ. Yeah, we have any questions or comments?
If you got any questions in the class, would raise your hand, say Salaki, and we'll get right to you. If you got any on the line, on the conference line, you can type them in, or take your phone off of mute and say Salaki or excuse me. And if you're on the Facebook with a question, bear with us, we'll get right to you. Okay, go to Exodus 4:10. Brother said, what does the slow of speech and tongue mean?
Wakan. Exodus chapter 4, verse 10. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and slow of tongue.
Okay, what Moses was saying here,
uh, was Moses was actually feeling like inadequate, right? You ever had somebody heard somebody was like self conscious? You understand? Moses was kind of like in a sense was like self conscious because he had he had a speech problem. You know what I mean? Moses would stutter. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So a person naturally, if they really have a speech problem, they can't really talk well, they kind of, shy away from talking to large groups or talking to, you know, um, like with Moses, he had to go and speak to all of Israel, and there was a whole hell of a lot of us at that time, you know, and that's what was going on here as the Most High was telling Moses what to do. Moses was saying, well, um, what do you say? I am not eloquent. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, hey, I don't what would they say? How would they say that today? If this is talking about Moses' speech, what would a person say uh, as far as they talk? How would they say that? They'll be saying that I don't speak English very well,
Right.
or what I'm saying, I don't speak proper English. We from the hood and we use slang. You understand that people actually look down, or you have other black people look down on other black people, the ones that's educated, and talk pretty proper and use nice big words and things like that. They look down on the ones that don't. And like I said, that's simply what that is right there. Moses he was slow in speech and slow of tongue. If you ever uh, listen to a person that stuttered and had that speech problem, then you turn around and, they cannot get their words out fast enough. You turn around and you talk normal. Hey, what's up? And then you know what I'm saying? He's not fast, but he's slow. So that's what he's talking about right there. Um, Let me see. Then we need oh, need a breakdown on Romans 14 and 5. Get there.
Kind of kind. Romans chapter 14, verse 5. I would that ye shall spake with tongues, but rather that ye prophesy. For greater is he that prophesieth than he that speaketh with tongues, except he interpret, that the church may receive edifying.
Hold on, where you at? Wrong. What I say?
Slock it, I was in First Corinthians.
Oh, okay, no sweat. Shalom, Yabba Shabbat Shabbat. Shalom, sis. Yeah, Romans 14 and 5.
Romans chapter 14, verse
We'll
5.
get there.
One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
Okay, what this whole chapter is talking about is brotherhood, you understand, and brothers loving each other. You know what I mean? And that's what this is talking about right here. Um, okay, when you go back verse 1 and start there, it talks about, how some brothers are weak in the faith. Now, this is a metaphor too. This ain't necessarily talking about food when he broke down to eating the herbs and things like that. So, but it's just saying if a person has a particular weakness in a particular area, you understand, you don't turn around. This is like, for instance, um, I'm gonna use me for example. Uh, one of my ribs turned around. She could not drink. I ordered her not to drink no alcohol, and she could not do it. So what I would do in front of her, I would not drink in front of her because I don't want her to get tempted and turn around and have that drink. So that's what this is talking about, just showing each other that brotherhood. Like I said, when it start off. So then when it gets down into 5, it said one man esteemeth one day above another, and another esteemeth every day alike. It's just saying the differences and the different weaknesses that you may have. You understand? Don't let that turn around
and stop us from doing this work and being brothers and sisters to each other.
Right.
Read verse 6.
Kind of a con. Verse 6. He that regardeth the day, regardeth it unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And he that regardeth not the day, to the Lord he doth not regard it.
Mm-hmm.
He that eateth, eateth to the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
for he giveth God thanks. And he that eateth not to the Lord, he eateth not, and giveth God thanks.
Okay, so you understand that. So us in the truth, we don't trip off certain things. You understand? Because that would be like a hindrance to this work. So for instance, if my brothers eat fast food and I don't, I'm not finna let that stop us from doing this work. That ain't finna turn around and make now a bit of difference because he's in here doing the work the same as I'm doing it. You understand? And just because he eat McDonald's cheeseburger and I choose not to, we not finna have no problem over it. You understand? Because it's not unlawful to eat a McDonald's cheeseburger. I might say it's unhealthy to me, but he eats it. So we're not finna have a problem over that right there. So that's what this is talking about right there. All right. Do we got any more questions? Any questions in the room? No sweat. We got it on the book, huh?
Sir.
Okay, no sweat. Let's go ahead and get it.
All right. Right. So topic is Christ loved Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. But more importantly, what I wanna bring out is that the Most High loves Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Right. And that's the most important thing above all for us as us living in these conditions that we're under, that the pressure putting his foot in our neck. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we run around thinking that everything's sweet. Right. So I want to go to Jeremiah 31 through 33. And this is the Most High.
31 and 33.
Count on count.
This is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people.
Right. In their inward parts. And that's basically in your mind. You know what I'm saying? That's the Most High showing love to us when no one's showing love. You know what I'm saying? And that's a huge thing for us. We thinking that we ain't got no God. I know so many people that's running around like you only live once. I seen this. I got this new slavery, and I seen this poster of Bob Marley. One love, one life. And I'm thinking like, wow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This all y'all in Amazon. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? Y'all promoting this crap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Total nonsense. And
so like if that ain't enough for you, I went to a black owned restaurant, a little hood joint, you know what I'm saying, had some good food. And they had a picture of what's her name? Betty what's that? Uh, uh not the cartoon, not Betty Boop, Marilyn Monroe. They got a picture, big old picture of Marilyn Monroe on the wall.
Good night.
You know what I mean? This is black owned restaurant. I mean, damn, why you ain't put Aretha Franklin up there or something? Right. You know what I'm saying? You got a damn Marilyn Monroe hanging up on the wall, big old white woman. And she was a whore. She was a prostitute at that. You know, and it's disgusting, man. But yeah, since you said that, that's great. So they got Bob Marley. That's another devil. He's not black like what they thought. He's not a so-called Jamaican brother. You know, he's a devil.
Damn right.
You know, he's a devil. His daddy was a white man. You know, he was a white man. So you are what your father is.
Damn right.
You understand? So no matter if he was dark skinned and had nappy dreads and smoked weed, you understand? He was not our people. Yep. So you go ahead.
All right, kind with kind. And before I got this article that I'm gonna bring out, and of course it's on the number one devil, Donald Trump, which basically gonna expose his true intentions and pretty much his bigotry towards us, his hatred towards us, which is nothing but a reflection of the same hatred that all these cohorts he got that helped him get into office. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? And before I bring that out, I want to show another example of love, not only that Christ has for us, but what the prophet Paul had.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Romans chapter 9, verse 3 and 4.
Romans chapter 9, verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh. Verse 4. Who are Israelites,
Right?
to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of God, and the promises.
Right. So that's the prophet Paul showing the love that was taught to him. You know what I'm saying? Through the grace of the Lord sending down upon us and giving us these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? He wished he was cursed to take the brunt. You know what I'm saying? And that's love. You know what I'm saying? And that's only you can learn that in the ISUPK. You can't learn that nowhere else. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like in Luke 10 and 16, Christ sent out 70 warriors. You know what I'm saying? Two by two to do what we do, what the ISUPK do. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's so powerful. They learned to love. They had to love Israel to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? To receive the power to be able to do the things they did from the Most High through Christ. You know what I'm saying? So I got this topic in this article, and pretty much it's like I said, it's the orange cat. You know what I'm saying? Who's sitting up there on his pedestal right now? Where they say they're gonna impeach him, but I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? He doing too much for their people. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm not even waiting on it.
right,
You understand?
it's a farce. You know what I'm saying? But
Come on.
Kyle, you got a question, sir?
I just hope he get another term. I pray that he get
Yeah.
another term because that'll show blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. I don't want them to try to get Hillary or somebody, a Democrat that supposedly for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the further put them in a trance, the further like teach them that what Donald Trump is doing is biblical because he's teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that whites really only care about themselves.
Yeah.
They really only love themselves. So, I hope he get another term. Me personally.
Yeah, and Salak, if I could, they only voted for Hillary because of the so-called reputation that Bill Clinton had. And I ain't talking about him and what he did up under the table at the White House in the Oval Office.
Right.
You understand? That they renamed the Oral Office. But I'm talking about what he did when he turned around and had a bunch of jobs. You know what I'm saying? He had jobs out here.
Right.
They really think that he was doing that, what I'm saying, for us. Like he really put a lot of jobs out there for us. But then what happened? The jobs turned around and went clean away. So yeah, you're right. Them being in a trance and black folks, they already in a damn trance.
Right.
Right.
They turned around and voted, and everybody that I know that was questioning me and asking me that I vote, And I said, no, why would I vote for, say either one of them? And their thing was, well, I had to pick the lesser of the evil. How about not vote at all?
Right.
You understand? Like, how hard is that? I'm not going to choose from a person that murdered 10 people and a person that murdered two. You understand? Neither one of them can I trust. And that's the case with Hillary and Hillary. And to me, honestly, Hillary will be worse than Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She is work because she turned around and called us super predators. You understand? She called black men super damn predators, man.
Right.
And then all of them prisons got built up under their administration, man. More and more damn prisons. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. But yeah, you're right. Man, we don't need to be worrying about no impeach or getting somebody else in there or none of that. Hopefully they can do like what Cat Williams had said in one of his little comedy specials when he turned around and said, "Hey, I don't know what Barack Obama is doing." Start losing hope in these people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they can show you for another 8 years. I mean, I don't know what you haven't seen already with all the other presidents, with every last one of them, including the first so-called black president. What did he do for black people?
Right.
Black people were being murdered left and right up under Obama's administration, and then Obama sends out the blue alert protecting the police as if somebody was just going around murdering cops.
Right.
Then turn around and brothers and sisters need jobs, and then you give them a track phone and then put them on blast because they getting 2 and 3 and 4 track phone. You understand? So that was ridiculous to me. You know what I mean? So like I said, I never voted and never will.
Right.
Especially knowing that it's a sin. It is a sin. It's a sin against God to vote, and then it makes no sense because your vote don't even count.
That's right.
In the Constitution, you are 3/5 of a man. You're not even a whole human being.
Man.
So what makes you think your whole vote that you dropping in that box or now you electronically doing it even count as a whole vote?
Right.
You're not even a whole person today. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of ridiculous, man. Black people just need to wake the hell up. I remember one time I had brought out a story real quick, and I'm gonna give it back to you. I brought out a story where the first brother that tried to go vote, he got murdered. I forgot his name, but he got murdered right there in front of everybody. He went to go drop that ballot in that box, and he never made it. He got murdered right there on the lawn in front of everybody. You know what white people did? They stood together, and when the police came and asked what happened, they said, "We don't know. What happened? Who shot him? I don't know. Did you see anything? No. Where were you at when this happened? Right here. Oh, you didn't see anything? No." You understand? They said, "Oh, okay," and scooped the brother up, man, and went and put him in the box and put him in the dirt. That's what they did. So black people thinking that us getting what they say, we died for weeks so that we can vote. That's not a good thing, man.
Right.
You understand? Innocent black people senselessly lost their life to go and vote. They didn't want you to vote. They still don't want you to vote. How many people getting pulled over by cops come election time? They had that on the news. Right here in St. Louis, a lot of people got pulled over in them counties. You understand? And they had long lines of cars sitting on the highways and on the streets, or them just stopping people back to back to back, trying to prevent you from voting. And you heard it is, you still want to go vote. You think your voice counts. You think it matters. They don't want to hear your mouth. They want you to shut the hell up. You understand? They don't want to hear you talk about no damn vote. It don't matter to them. What you crying? Black Lives Matter. That don't matter to them.
Right.
Black votes matter. What's the organization of? Black voters matter. Black voters don't matter to them either. They don't give a damn. You understand? And it's time for us. It's time for us to give a damn about ourselves and start giving a damn about the Most High's laws and let them do what they do with their system. They gonna put whoever they want in there.
Damn
Those votes don't even count no way. So they got their system rigged up, and it's for them. So let them have it, man. You understand? We should be getting involved and getting down in our system right here, which is this one body of Christ. You understand? The vote had already been cast already. The Most High God said Christ is your damn president,
Damn
is your
right.
king. Ain't no vote to be made. You understand? The Lord ain't finna go through that with you no more. To where you want a king so bad that he had to give you King Saul to show you that what you want is actually not what you want. You understand? It's not what you want. All right. And then behind him come
Ahab, and then Ahab's son, and all them wicked kings, man. So, like I said, we got a king, and that's that. All right, but go ahead, you got it.
Kind of like what you bringing out real heavy. You in the officer, you know what I'm saying? Captain in the officer real heavy, and like you said, none of these things that they're set up for us is any good for us. You know what I'm saying? It the words were smoother than butter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It sound good. You know what I'm saying? Like all the treaties that we done made with them and they broke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all just a crock of shit to lock it. You know what I'm saying? But just like I'm bringing out about the topic in this article on Trump, on all these heinous things he says and does. You know what I'm saying? And he not for him to do that. It's a slew of other heathens that's backing him up with this thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just him. We keep saying Trump, 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 but it's a whole legion of demons right there with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And well, black folks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are failing to realize that we are at war. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It is war. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna read a quick scripture myself before we get into the topic. And the general brought this out, and it stuck with me so well. You know what I'm saying? And it's an angel talking to the prophet Esdras in the Apocrypha. And the second Esdras, chapter 7, verse 57. And this is what the angel told the prophet. He says, "Then answered he me and said, This is the condition of the battle which man is born upon the earth shall fight." It don't say we might have to fight. It don't say, when we thinking about fighting, it say we shall fight. You know what I'm saying? This is inevitable for us to go through these things and deal with this beast that's over us. You know what I'm saying? Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And I just wanted to bring that out to prove that this is a fight and we will win. You know what I'm saying? That's prophesied also. It ain't got to be all gloomy because you look up and see they got all these tanks and war planes and what Trump say? The Space Force. You know what I'm saying? He coming with the Space Force. You know what I'm saying? He really want to fight the Most High, which, come on, man.
Yeah. So he think
that's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So we should get into more of Trump's ridiculousness. You know what I'm saying? And with this article.
Salaki, real quick, we got another question. Need a breakdown on Galatians 6:1. And then, well, wait a minute. Verses 1 through 5. Galatians chapter 6, verse 1 through 5. And then we jump back on the topic.
Want me to read y'all the
Shalak, y'all got it. Galatians chapter 1, verse 5. To whom be glory forever and ever.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 1 through 5.
Shalak.
That's when.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
Okay,
that right there is saying, if a brother is overtaken in a fault, say a brother, did something he wasn't supposed to do, all right, and the brother, he turned around and say he wants to get it right, the scripture says, I'm gonna quote it. It says the prophet falls 7 times, but he'll get up. You understand? That if a brother turn around and make a mistake, what you want to do is you want to restore that brother. You understand? That's what you want to do. You want to try to get that brother back on the right track. You understand? As far as whatever he did wrong, help him out so he won't do it again. It says, lest thou also be tempted. You understand? We are responsible for each other. You understand? We're supposed to look after each other. You know, like Cain said, this is how you know that Esau has the spirit of Cain and he's a murderer. He asked the Most High, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Right. You understand? Like, am I supposed to be keeping up with this cat? Hell yeah. You understand? That's what we do. We look after each other up in here. That's the point of brotherhood. That's what Christ taught us. We don't turn our backs on each other like what they do in a Christian church or in fake Israelite groups. They constantly turning their back on one another as soon as you do something or say something. Long as you breathe, you got the opportunity to get it right. You understand? As long as you are here, and that's the point of classes and counsel and things like that. You have a problem, you get counsel for your problem. You come to class, you're gonna hear this truth over and over and over and over and over again. And guess what? This is the only thing that I have heard repetitively and I ain't got bored with it yet. You know what I'm saying? Right. I ain't got bored with the truth yet. And when I was in church, man, I used to fall asleep and some of everything. Couldn't wait to go, and all of that. Be like, dang, is it over yet? Before you know it, boy, Sister Shirley jump back up and start singing, and there go the choir again. Right. Then here come the drums and the keyboard and all of that. So no, you gonna hear it. That's the scripture says that uh, baptism is the washing of the water by the word. You have to hear this truth in order to get cleansed and get clean. You understand? So that's the whole point. But we look after each other in this truth. You understand? A brother fall, we gonna help restore that brother. You understand? All you gotta do is come to it. Don't run from the truth. You understand? Right. Stay right here and we'll fix that problem. Because you can't fight, you can't get strength and fight them demons. Like uh I know who was that? Was that Captain Cotton? I think he said he used to come to class high. You know what I'm saying? He was smoking some weed and then turn around and go to class and hear that he not supposed to be smoking weed and getting high. So it took him for him to hear that in order to get clean. You understand? Because say like you go to church, you don't hear none of that. All you hear is how good God is every day, and God just love you, and God want to hug you and kiss you and tongue kiss you in the mouth. That's God right there. God just love you, love you, love you. Bam a tambourine, you put the money in the bucket, you sing and you dance at the concert, and then you go home. You don't hear nothing else. No laws, none whatsoever. Right. I used to sit and scratch my head, and be huh? Like God love you no matter what. But look at all this horrible stuff that's happening in my life. You know what I'm saying? God, he must be missing. I must be missing that love he throwing my way or something because, damn right. Man, hey, I'm doing bad around here. So like I said, them all lies, man. But go ahead, verse 2.
Kind, sir. Mm-hmm. Verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens, mm-hmm, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
Okay, so that right there. Bear each other burdens. You understand? Scripture said if stay with a brother that will mourn with you. You understand? A real brother gonna mourn with you in the time of loss. You're gonna be right there with you. You understand? Not turn around and say, like I've heard the Christians in the church say so many times, hey, I got my own problems. You understand? Right. Black people so damn selfish. I got my own problems. Look, man, I got my own kids to feed, take care of. I got to get my job. If I give you some gas money, how am I get to work? You understand? I done heard all of that. Right there in the Christian church where they claim to love each other the most. And right here we said by you doing that, you fulfilling the law of Christ. I mean, just think about it. Like the scripture said that damn, what did it say? Shoot about the twine, about the ropes. Who know that one? about the three chords is better than two or something like that. What did it say? I forgot. You know the metaphor I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Give me that one. I was thinking about this precept for that. And just think about it, man. When you got brothers rolling with you, this is it's easy. We could like for real. Commander Junior Honda has all the tools and all the keys that we need to fix all of our problems and make this hell a whole hell of a lot um, less burdensome on each other. You understand? If we would simply do what the scriptures say, what our king, we doing it in here. You understand? Make no mistakes about what I'm saying. We're doing just that in the ISUPK, but I'm just saying for those that's not, like think about when our people when they need food and stuff like they be wondering how they gonna eat. If we all come together, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Damn right.
People be wondering they lose their job. Damn, now I'm gonna be homeless. If we all come together, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You know, we turn around and if we was together, we wouldn't have to worry about a lot of different things. But we so stuck on individuality, and here we are. You know what I'm saying? You got it up. Go ahead, read it for me.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. Two are better than one.
Two is what?
Two are better than
Two
one.
two is better than one. Why
Right.
you out here trying to do it yourself? I done heard so many people, sisters and brothers. I'm a loner. I'm in it by myself, and I'm this and I'm that. And yeah, just how far along are you getting out there by yourself? You understand? It's only so much you can do by yourself. Read it again, huh?
Two are better than one.
Two are better than one. Keep going.
Because they have a good reward for their labor.
Okay, you got a good reward for your labor. Just think about it, man. You turn around, and if you was, say, for instance, you cutting grass like Ishikar do, man, it be 3, 4 lawnmowers in that grass,
Right.
and they get done real quick. They turn around, charge you that price, and then come out there with 4 damn lawnmowers and 3 weed eaters, and they done in about 30 minutes, and they get their pay and they gone. You ever seen them when they do a roof? Man, it's like 15 of them up on the roof.
Right.
One throwing and laying the shingles, the other ones is nailing them down, and the other ones is picking up the trash and go, man, before you know it, they gone. You understand? So you done made that roof money. They done made what is it, $2,000, $3,000 in some roofs.
Right.
You understand? I think about 3 G's is about the no, I think it's a little more than that now. About 4, 5, 6 G's. But that's about the cheapest you're gonna get for a roof. And then, like I said, you got 4 G's, you got a roof done, tore off, and put back in a day in less than about 8 hours
Right.
with 15 people. So yeah, your reward is gonna be great. You in this truth. You got brothers, you got sisters that sitting here struggling with you. We doing this together. And your reward will be greater than what you will if you're trying to do it by yourself. You understand? That's it on it up.
Nah.
Oh, go ahead.
Verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
The one would do what?
Lift up his fellow.
The one would do
Right.
what?
Lift up his fellow.
That's what this thing is about. We ain't supposed to be letting each other fall, man. Because out there in the world, who you got other than yourself?
Right.
You understand? Just you. So when you fall, who gonna pick you up? You understand? Who is going to pick you up? I give you an example of being in the world myself. I thought I was in the game when I was a little younger, and I turned around and they actually had the wrong guy. You understand? I actually didn't do nothing this time. You understand? but they but they had one of my partners. So I thought had turned around had a little beef with somebody else from another gang and all this, and he threw my partner threw some ice on him, and he thought I did. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have nothing to do with their whole little argument, their whole little beef. So anyway, they come back to jump me. They used to do it down at Roosevelt. You went to the Vale, did you? With the Beaumont. So did you go to Beaumont?
I went to Rittner and Rashawn.
Ridden, I know you. Yeah, we was at Ridden together. But I was at Beaumont at the time, and turn around. What they would do every morning, when you know somebody finna get jumped, cause here they come, the whole pack. You saw that pack coming, that means somebody finna get jumped. And me and the dude sitting there talking. He said, "Damn, somebody finna get jumped." I said, "Yeah, probably me." And I just knew. I just had the feeling. You know what I mean? And sure as shit stink, they came right over there to me, and we had it out. And guess what? All of my so-called partners, these niggas that I'm banging with and everything else with, they gone.
Matter of fact, I caught one of them in the office crying. You like, man, they finna jump me next. Nigga, they did jump me. The hell you leave for? You know what I'm saying? We could have turned around. I could have took all of them by myself. You just get them few over there, and I'll handle the rest. But no, he couldn't do that. He got scared. Shoot, this is the one that did. This is the one that had the actual altercation with him. Right. He in the office crying. You understand? So that's how it is out there in the world, man. When especially I ain't glorifying being in the gang because that was completely wicked. You understand? Israel, black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people, we're not supposed to be in no gangs at all. But I'm just making a point is that when you out there by yourself, that's what you get. You understand? These cats that claim to ride or die with you, that was a saying back then. They still say that. You know what I'm saying? Ride or die. Damn right. Man, look, these niggas was my ride or die, but they chose not to die that day. They chose not to ride that day and left me fighting about 9 Negroes. You understand? And guess who came and helped me? A female. You understand? The hardest sister in the damn school. You hear me? I'll never forget her, man. Rochelle. That sister came and helped me fight all them niggas. Right. You understand? I said, damn, man, all my too tough partners gone, but her sister came and banging like she like, get off my little brother. That's all I can hear. Get off my little brother. You know what I'm saying? And she fighting him, I'm fighting him, and we got it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, but that's just how they go out there in the world. You know what I mean? But in her, we bury each other's burdens. You understand? Right. We fulfilling that law of Christ. That was to love each other. You understand? Not to love the other nations of people. Hell, the damn oppressor got all the love he needs. Yeah, right. You understand? He got all the love and the money and every damn thing else to go with. Why we so busy loving them? You understand? Who's gonna love us? That's why we have to do it. We have to love each other. All right. So go to verse 3.
Verse 3. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
Okay, that's just talking about being, like puffed up, man, with pride, thinking that you somebody. You know how these leaders of these fake Israelite groups are, these pastors of these churches, and how they brag and boast like they really something, because they got a lot of members and a lot of money. That stuff don't mean nothing. You understand? So somebody think that they is big and bad when they ain't, then you deceiving yourself. All right, keep going.
Verse 4. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another.
Okay, so you turn around and you got to prove your work. You got to come in here and you got to get busy. You got to get down. You understand? You have to come in here and prove your work. And then when you do that, you'll have rejoicing in yourself. You understand? And not another. You could turn around and not be bragging or boasting, but just be like, damn, look at what we built. You understand? The same way like with a house, or say like a car or something like that. Brothers love old school cars. You take an old school, it's beat up, tore up, paint, chipping and fading, and tires flat. Hell, before you know it, you clean the body up. You got, you take it to Mako or either Earl Shive, whichever one you can afford. Is it Earl Shive still around? Earl Shive, get that cheap paint job. They do a pretty good job now, though. I remember Earl used to tear your car, but they've been doing pretty good lately. But then you turn around and put some rims on it, clean the interior up, man. You got you a nice project. When you done, you like, damn, like, look, man, this mug is nice. It's clean. You understand? So you just, more so like, damn, look at what I put together. That's how it is with the work. You understand?